Hey everyone, I'm Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net, and tonight we got Rob and Stasis. We got Johnny as baby Howard Stern.
I'm alive.
and James as James down in the basement.
Johnny, say duty.
Say duty.
Think fair, 'cause she's fast.
Oh yeah. This right here says Jason Ward, nice call on the N1.
Is that the first comment?
I don't know. It's the first one I cared about. It was praising me, so I of course went right to it.
Works.
Wiki talks really quickly. Says that this is the best one so far. Now, like up front, I gotta say, so if we're talking about Chapter 5 of the Book of Boba Fett, also called the time they just gave up and did the other show instead.
Yep.
In a weird way, that this answered, James always picked up on it. I always said that I had heard that this show was supposed to be 6 episodes, and then there was a rumor that it was like 9 or something, and I was like, "Oh, it's 7, and we're lucky. It's gonna be 7 because it was supposed to be 6." I think that explains it.
Yeah,
they just decided to do this aside thing. I honestly, I have to say, like I like the episode. I had a good time watching it. It was fun and all that stuff. It was kind of over the top, but I enjoyed it for the most part for that. But the only problem is this is like in Indiana Jones 4 when they do like the waterfall scene and all of the forward momentum that it had is just totally erased. And this show already had a momentum problem. Very weird choice in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Who wants to start?
Rob, go ahead.
If you're comparing this to Indiana Jones 4, I need to go back and rewatch it because I fucking loved it. I don't give a shit, dude. Like, I don't care. I don't care if I'm watching another show. This is a show I want to watch. Yeah. This is a show I'm happy to watch. I like the cinematography. Dave Klein hooked it up. I love all the compositional shots. Bryce Dallas Howard, improving every fucking time she gets behind the camera. Like, I don't care if it's got member berries, fucking pile them up in my member berry juice, and I'm going to fucking, member berries, bears jump all over the fucking place. Like, I have not one fucking, only complaint I got, the only thing I could say is, it's a little claustrophobic in the N1 when you used to have it like a ship with a bathroom. You know what I mean? He's going to need a ship to dock the ship in or something, I just feel like at some point, man, like that's just a weird thing. Other than that, man, this proves pod racing show fucking would be amazing. Yeah. I've been saying pod racing show.
Best been built on my report that the N1 would be in here and that Din would be flying it. I feel like our scoops had sex. They made out.
And can I say the Darksaber? The Darksaber they've really improved upon that, by the way.
Yeah, it looks good, right?
Like compared to when they first showed it in Mando season 1, when I was like, I don't know, and then season 2 I was like, all right. But the sound design in this, there's a goddamn Terminator 2 shot in this fucking. You guys are nuts! Like, if you don't love this, I sat there going, fucking just put this in my eyeballs. Like, that's the movie I wanted to see. Fuck the sequel trilogy. I want the Mandos versus the Empire, all that shit.
No, what I'm saying is that the forward momentum of the Book of Boba Fett is just utterly, it's just gone.
Good. Just trash it.
They just gave up. Yeah.
There's a trash compactor part in this show. Now I know what that fucking thing does. Like, yeah. I'm like, that's great. I've always wondered what that fucking thing does. Now I know. It's expensive too. Hey, you think that was Vader's piece? He's like, I was gonna build another one of these things, but fuck it, toss the trash compactor, save Luke's life, kinda. I don't know.
Pilly or whatever her name is, banks Jawas.
She banks, and look, as crazy as her character is, and I've not been the biggest fan of her because not only does she look like my mom, she's nicer than my mom, so it hurts. But like, her talking with the Jawas was not as fucking crazy as I thought it would have been. Like somehow she sold that. It's still weird, but I'll take that. I mean, I love everything, man. Like this is probably my top 3 of everything they've done on TV. You know, maybe even top 2. Like that's how much I love it.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Well,
so if you're wondering if Rob's a hater, no fucking way, man. I love this.
I had to come to terms with the fact that if I lived in the Star Wars universe, I would have likely walked in on my mother banging a one-legged Jawa.
Yeah, we would have seen her.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And the Jawa hit on her too. It's like, hey, maybe you want to stick. Nah, man, I don't know right now.
I gotta. Yeah. I planned on us all Mace debating together. I wanted to Mace debate each of you tonight. And there wasn't really any Mace clues this week, so we'll have to Mace debate next week, I think. If you guys are okay with that, we could all get together.
I love Mace
big Mace.
I mean, I Mace debated earlier with you guys, you know.
Yeah,
So
you did.
You know,
We've been
I'm a little exhausted from Mace debating earlier.
There was a recent Mace debate.
And you were right. It's still purple. You're right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That towel ties in.
But anyways, yeah, so like got to the start of the episode. One other weird thing is, you just remember when I had that Mandalorian season 3 scoop of that weird looking white elevator?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if that's this place we just saw tonight.
yeah.
Because it kind of had the similar kind of. Didn't that place remind you guys? Did you guys watch Buck Rogers from the 80s? Like, didn't it really feel like he was kind of like in a Buck Rogers side universe?
Well, Sid
almost?
Mead. That's Sid Mead painting. That's a classic ring world that Sid Mead conjured up a long time ago. You know, it always remakes its way into Elysium or Halo or something. So, but they did fantastic. The visual. This was what I say.
Halo, Rob, Halo in this episode, 100% with the ring.
Yeah. It's
great,
from Sid Mead.
great.
But like, when I say something looks like a TV show or does, this is cinematic. Everything about this episode is cinematic with the TV show like narrative. So like it's not overblown. It builds off the things that if you've seen before, it leads you on new whatever. The icon, fantastic.
Yeah,
I got nothing but praise, man. High praise. Nick Cage praise.
I was both laughing at it while enjoying when they are like, no, you can only go down to the mines of Mandalore. But the mines of Mandalore, they have been vanquished to the walls. You know this. And he's like, then it has been decided.
Super Lord of the Rings. Super Lord of the Rings.
I know. It was they were
like
talking like they were at Star Wars Renaissance fair.
They created.
Yeah, but she has a forge. The Mandos are Renaissance fair, bro. They got forges. They make weapons. Yeah. They walk around. They're LARPing
around her waist. Yeah. Right.
They're LARPing all day long. Doesn't matter where they're at. You know.
This is the way. Huzzah!
Yeah, it was wizard, bro.
Allison
he even said wizard.
He did said wizard.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say this: the weapon thing was like. I didn't get the point of it, but I got when he takes it all off, it's funny. But I'm glad I didn't go on some weird, they stole his shit and Joe's and he's going to get it back. Like I was afraid they were going to do that thing, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So whatever. Yeah. So, I'm fine with it. I mean, we got more time with the Star Tours droid.
Just because I'm going to forget, at the very end, I also laughed out loud when Fennec jumps down like she's a fucking Robin Hood's Merry Men or something. What the hell was that?
Yeah,
that was so weird.
It was like a cartoon thing that would look good, like in an anime, but it was like weird because I don't know.
Yeah, it was super fucking corny, but at the same time, it was so corny that it was very Star Wars. It was like, in general, count me in. It had that kind of
should have been wearing a helmet.
It had like that like stupid pep to it. So I was like, okay.
Boba and his crew are the only ones that don't seem to understand. Where are the helmets? They look better in the helmets. Yeah. Where are the helmets?
Yeah.
Where are the fucking helmets? Like you look cool in the helmets. Like what are we doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nobody wants you without your helmet.
Yeah, OSHA doesn't exist on Tatooine, apparently.
Yeah. So I was curious about how you like actually all three of you were gonna take the building the ship with her, like the montage. For you.
I mean, to me, this whole episode was kind of like, because all I'm thinking is I'm watching episode 5 of Book of Boba Fett, and
Yeah.
I'm not on board with Book of Boba Fett, and then I get it season 3 of Mando, and it's like, okay, well, that's nice, but what show am I watching? What show
Yeah.
is this anyway? So, like, if I'm critiquing this as a Book of Boba Fett episode, it's like wasted time. If this was Mando season 3, I'd be like, all right, it's you know, I wasn't blown away by it like Rob was. I'm like, okay, it's a good episode. You know, I have no qualms with it and any like, well, this is terrible, that's terrible, but it's episode 5 of Book of Boba Fett, and it's not going anywhere through the first 4 episodes, and then you waste a 5th episode with another show. So I'm just so confused now. Like, why? I mean, now you got 2 episodes to wrap the shit up.
And it does imply maybe it won't go there, and it'll be in the next season of Mando. But it did imply that in the next episode we're going to see Grogu. And there were leaks saying that Grogu was in it, and stuff like that. So when you put it together, it looks like part of the next episode is going to see Grogu. We don't have that much time left for this.
Do we let this stuff excuse the rest of the series though? Like, do we really?
Yes.
Like the episode?
Yes, I don't
yeah,
care.
we do. Oh, come on, man.
No. I don't care about the rest of the series. Excuse me.
No, I know. Yeah.
Look, beggars can't be choosers, folks. This is not Beggars Canyon. All right, it's Choosers Canyon. Like I gotta. If they're willing to give me this show and just put another logo on it, fine. Like, I would have been happy if they'd course corrected halfway through Attack of the Clones and gave me a fucking movie I wanted to watch. Like, I'm not going to complain about that. So, like, if we're watching Willow and Willow's horrible, but an N1 Starfighter shows up halfway through Willow, and I'll fucking watch the shit out of that. Happily, peacefully.
Yeah. Or maybe all of the Willows get together and make like a N1 Voltron. With little Warwick Davises.
No, not the card.
I'm sorry, I believe it's Warwick Davis-I is what it's actually what I think it's when there's many. Yeah.
I thought where they were going with this for half a second when he was like, he's talking about going to see Grogu and he's booking a flight back to Tatooine, and then they get to Tatooine, you see Beatty, which is from Fallen Order, Gets destroyed. I'm thinking, okay, Luke set up shop on Tatooine with his Jedi Academy. Maybe he's out there at the Lars homestead training some Jedi out there, and they're gonna tie it all in with that. I'm like, okay, but
I thought it was Jakku for a second. That's how stupid when it showed those things. Like I thought it was Jakku. I was like, are we going back to Jakku?
Here's where they burnt my aunt and uncle.
No. For a second, I thought maybe Luke did build that temple on Jakku. I don't know. I was like, what's going on here? Yeah.
So I mean, that's fine. But
what piece of armor did they make Grogu? Did they make him a helmet?
It's like it looked like little chains for like chain link armor, like Frodo got from the elves or whatever, or his uncle.
Yeah, it looked like chainmail.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's gonna be like, "Oh, you got me chainmail."
So Kylo can't kill him.
I'm a fucking baby. I'm a fucking baby, bro.
I also love the code. They got a code when they fight. They take out the jetpacks.
Oh yeah. Oh, Rob's banned.
Yeah.
We lost Rob.
Yep. And now I'm half of James.
I know. Yeah.
This show is broken because Melon is broken.
Yay.
I'm putting everybody back using my powers. Now I have shuffled you. The show you thought you were on, you were no longer on. Show course corrected. Now it's going to be good.
Exactly.
Okay, what were we talking about?
Grogu's
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they were like forging shit and making Lord of the Rings stuff and everything.
Listen, it was a good episode. It solidifies that Mando is a good classic character, and we kind of felt right at home with that. Even the not even a secondary, but a tertiary character from the Mandalorian comes back in, and we feel like right at home with that again. Like, I mean, what more can you ask for?
Well, it's kind of sad that everybody was looking forward for a Boba Fett show, and now the biggest highlight of the Boba Fett show is Mando showing up.
Well, yeah. Not only does it solidify Mando as a classic character, it sort of highlights that Boba probably shouldn't have had his own show and should always be a secondary character. And I don't know, maybe it would have been better as some sort of
or hire
Disney
people who
Plus
really
movie
wanted
or
to fucking
something.
write that story. You know,
Or maybe
like,
I don't
that
know.
might be the
Who
thing.
knows?
Yeah, that's possible. That's
Yeah.
possible.
Possible.
So Murphquake asked, why didn't she just melt the spear? She didn't melt the spear?
Did she
She
not
did.
melt
She did
the
melt the spear.
spear?
At least
I
part
thought
of
she
it.
melted it and she turned it into those little chain link things,
I don't
right?
think they felt they needed to show the entire spear being melted.
Well, they showed us make
That's
a whole
bad.
fucking gaffy steak last week, so I thought
Some of
this
it
was
like,
I thought this show
infer
was,
that they
was
melted
about
the spear. The spear.
yeah. I thought this was like a weapons class, like for credit. I just need 3 units to graduate. I thought this was
Earthquake
it.
wanted 15 minutes of like a whole infographic on how to melt the Beskar spear.
Yeah, what's that
And then
show where it
Favreau
goes
whips out that broad from the holiday special. When you burn and whip and the spear and burn and whip and burn and whip and burn and whip.
And then they start pouring milk in that guy's head.
Two other arms appear from the forger's backside, and it turns out it's that chick in the fucking helmet. Oh no!
So I gotta say, like, I don't think that cult's working out very well. I think those rules are just making it where it just can't
there's
work.
two
I
of
mean,
them there. They're losers. She's just
yeah,
staring
there's
up
like
into the stars.
there's like hanging out smoking. And
she's
then
like the Jordan Peterson of Mandalorians. She's,
and then
she's just
they kick him
alone
out.
now.
But she fucking kicked him out of the cult. There's only 2 of them.
right.
I think she could have bent the rules this time, maybe. But the big moment that came, I think that was maybe a little bit subtle, was the mythosaur moment where she mentions
rising up. He's gonna rise up. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Was that subtle?
like, I don't know if it was subtle, but I mean, it's kind of shit that people just won't pay attention to, and when they should, when it's like important about what's coming or something, probably. And so it's like is that pitting them against one another? Are they gonna
nothing burgers compared to like the other Mandos that are around, aren't they? They're just
but check it out though. That so the occult is going to want Boba, and Boba's friends with Mando, and Mando's been kicked out. And then but that bit that what's she called, the forger lady? I don't remember her name. Whatever. Old Lord of the Rings lady with Darth Maul horns and a Boba Fett helmet. That lady. She probably knows about his sister. She probably knows about Boba's sister for some reason, because she knows all about Mandalorian secrets. I think she knows all the Mandalorian secrets. And so she's going to be like, you have a sister. She's 46 now.
You know, Jason, you know, her name is actually Marshalorian, so she knows everything. She's saving. Yeah. Without her, nothing would be possible. So
when the armor mentioned, or who was it, Paz Vizsla that mentioned? Did he say that there was 2 of them left or 3 of them left?
He said 3.
And when he said 3, did he mean Mando also? Probably not,
Yeah.
right? He
I
did.
think he meant Mando, yeah, because he got kicked out. So he was
I was wondering, maybe there's another one that's not around that's maybe a little more badass or something.
Yeah, no.
A new cool.
His armor looks really stupid too. That the big one, he looked like really stupid.
I disagree. I like it.
Yeah, it looks like it doesn't look functional.
They look a little weird with the Darksaber, because it seems like it's really heavy, but I don't know that they're heavy. I don't think that would be. Is it not? Lightsabers aren't supposed to be heavy, are they?
No.
Sometimes it depends on when you ask George Lucas.
Yeah, if you ask him in A New Hope, yeah.
Yeah, he originally said that that they were super heavy and that you had to use 2 hands, and that's why you needed the Force to use them and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But then by the
lightsaber's
prequels,
a Darksaber.
Yeah.
I feel like they caught themselves with the whole you
Rob, what do you mean it's not a
Beskar to make
lightsaber, it's a
weapons.
Darksaber? Are you serious?
Oh, hold on, Johnny. You know, they kind of caught themselves because they're like, oh, you don't use Beskar to make weapons, and then she's like, oh, but the Darksaber's okay. It was like they kind of it was like they caught themselves in a contradiction, and then they created a line to say, oh, but this one's cool, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, he was wearing the same armor as he did in season 1, but here we really got to look at it really closely. I mean, at least I did, in a way that it stood out to me more. But yeah, so I actually like the moment or the concept where she burns tells him like, this weapon is fit for you and this weapon isn't, though. Like it did have the logic behind it for being a bunch of people talking like they're in Lord of the Rings and bequeathing stuff to one another and shit. I was like, okay, I could buy this logic, though. It's okay. It makes sense. And
yeah.
Defense versus attack and that kind of thing, and that they have their own like kind of little creed there. Made sense. Yeah. For a second there, I thought Mando was just going to lie. I thought he was just going to be like, "What happened to Johnny?" But yeah, I thought he was just going to lie, and I was like, "Oh, they're going to do that? Welcome back, Johnny."
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, they totally fit in with cosplayers from Hawkeye. I could see armor just showing up in there and fit right in. Yeah.
Miss Sunflower says this episode looks expensive, and
probably was.
I mean, she did. Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard, did a pretty stand up job, I'd say.
Okay, so does this mean Luke next episode? Like, what does this mean?
It could,
right?
I mean, it could.
Like he's going to see Grogu. Okay, I don't know where that goes. Are they just gonna say that? It's like, okay, Mando's out now. Wait until season 3. That's where it starts. Is that it? Is next episode just gonna go back to Boba? And they're like, well, we're waiting for Din. We gotta wait. Could you imagine that that's the next episode? They don't go to Grogu and it's just Boba. They're like, well, gotta wait for season.
You think
3.
you can predict this show? What did I tell you? You're never going to be able to predict this show.
I think that's actually on the horizon, that the next episode is just Boba. And Fennec's like, well, I saw Mando, so he'll be here soon.
Yeah.
A couple weeks.
It would not surprise me if next episode we just go back to business. Din works for him. He does. So when he gets the call, he'll be there. And then it's probably going to be the start of the other season. Mm-hmm. to fill in the gap, I bet you. So that way, like me and Bespin Bolt and Scoops, their shows can have sex. That's kind of what they seem to be working on right now.
Got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I think this probably was the episode they tacked on. So Mando just randomly showing up in the final episode, like, hey, I'm here, guys. It'll probably make a lot more sense now.
It kind of went.
Hey, if this is a preview of what we're getting in Mando season 3, I'm super excited.
Yeah. Hold on. What if there was no Book of Boba Fett and this was just Mando season 3 episode 1 earlier?
That's what it was, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What if they just put all that work into the production for season 3 of Mando instead of doing the Book of Boba Fett?
My guess is this: they probably wanted Mando to be in this series. Somebody, Disney, probably wanted that to happen, and they said okay. And they also have the mission to make all of the shows talk to each other, so they probably needed to put one character in. Din made the most sense, but in order to do that, they had to sort out exactly where he was going to be and why. So it was easier just to write the fucking episode, probably get it and put it in here, instead of putting it later on, just for it all to make sense. So so I think they're just trying to like give us the story in a linear way, which is really fucking weird considering all the flashbacks we just went through and shit like that for like 4 episodes. So, but I think this is some attempt to make it linear, to make the two shows linear to us now that they're meeting up in time, and they're, I think, going to be somewhat concurrent to each other, probably, if Book of Boba continues. So that's my guess, but that's still just a guess. Until they come out and start saying it. It's going to be kind of hard to know exactly how that went or why.
Yeah. Did anybody have on their bingo card, Boba Fett does not show up in Book of Boba Fett episode 5?
No, that's what I told you. That's why I said, like, could you predict any of this? No.
I thought that was a bit hyperbolic. I thought on your part before this, I thought that it had a predictability in a stupid kind of way. But now, after this episode, I'm totally on board with you. I cannot predict anything that's going to happen.
Hey, did anyone have on their bingo card James Cameron callback shot? You know what I mean? Fuck no. Oh, fucking amazing. Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And next scene, those K2SO droids with the probe droids is fucking into the fire. Oh man! Give me that in Andor. Give me that in Andor.
No,
man.
I was gonna
just to shovel it in my fucking mouth. You know,
that's where my head was too. Is I started to wonder if Andor existing at the same time is what like inspired that shot, or
I'm gonna wheeze the juice here. All right, I'm gonna put my face right under that fucking Manda slushy machine and just wheezing the juice.
You can do that. You can do that.
That's so good. So good.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, it was surprisingly like it's weird. I feel surprisingly refreshed right now, having watched a Mandalorian episode, but in a weird way, it's like it's almost like if you like got like you started dating somebody else that was really great, but you just broke up with the other person that you were with before. And then you're like, whoa, what's going on here? So like, I kind of feel bad for Book of Boba Fett. I feel like it's over. I feel like it just gave up. Like it's officially not really gonna be that great of a show. And I mean, even though
I had learned that lesson when I was
17.
Now. Yeah, but if I had learned that lesson when I was 17, I could have saved myself a lot of trouble. Right? Get out of this one quick. All right.
Yeah, I feel like we just got bought off for the last 4 episodes. I feel like, everybody's like, oh, it's not living up to it. And it's like, okay, here's something you like. Stop complaining.
I feel like Hasbro Pulse has found another way to worm another $350 fucking out of me with that fucking Starfighter. You bastards! I don't even know where I'm going to put that thing.
Oh, and
I got to start making a space now.
Did you guys notice the bubble?
Yeah. The
they're just gonna put a guy in there. That's what they're gonna do.
Put a Grogu in there.
Oh, it should have been a gun report then.
I think his bounties are just gonna get stuffed in there.
Do we know
he's got to have a ship that holds this thing. There's no fucking way you can like replace
He's gonna put a guy in there. He's gonna put a guy in the R2 socket. It's gonna happen.
So claustrophobic. I gotta tell you, man. Like I've told you before, the N1 Starfighter is my second favorite Star Wars design.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like first one being the X-wing. But I grew extremely claustrophobic after being in tanks in the military, right? Like, and when he gets in there and his like helmet's right on that canopy, I'm like, that is really claustrophobic. That's the tight spot, man. Like I need a little bit. I need more. The X-wings look like they had a lot more room in them than I remember. By the way, like
Rob, did you notice when he was spinning for like 20 seconds? Because it's a good trick. Yeah, that happened. And also when Mando is in the N1, he just spins in it because it's a good trick.
I thought you said spitting. I was like, he spit? Like, in the helmet?
Spinning around.
Spinning.
And yeah, because it's a good trick.
Yeah.
But also when it goes to fly up, he goes through the clouds, it does that Doug Chang painting, the original N1 Starfighter painting. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm all finally the old Chang getting the recognition he deserves as if he's a Macquarie.
What did you guys think of the shots over Mandalore with the the Imperial bombing runs?
Yeah, that was pretty bad. That's pretty fucking metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Mandado. Mandalorian.
I mean,
I think it's cool. I think it's cool to see the power of the Empire separate from the Death Star, like what they can do to a planet. When they're not using Death Star, when they really want to fuck you up, they just send in thousands of TIE bomber. I think that's pretty cool.
They just like nuked them pretty much. Yeah. TIE bombers, and it makes me wonder if the Cassian, if that, well, like I said, was like riffing on things from the Cassian show. Not saying Mandalore, but if that's the kind of visuals that we're going to get in that show, because it felt like out of nowhere.
I mean, even that shot of the ring, the ring that Mando is on, that seems like kind of a Rogue One shot, reminiscent of some of the exterior Rogue One shots.
Well, it's also Attack of the Clones when the giant droideka thing falls down and blows up, which is like one of the most amazing. It's really a great sequence in that film.
Yeah.
It wasn't like in Rogue One they had the Ring of Catherine, I think it was called. Does that sound right? which always reminds me of the Ring of Kathleen. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about?
Kathleen! Kennedy.
Yeah.
I wonder if the casual viewer is like catching on to stuff like that, though. Like, are they picking up on what's going on, or is it just us insiders that like looking at that? Oh yeah, it's Mandalore, it's getting bombed, and the average person going, "What the?"
No, they're like,
Ooh.
X-wing.
Who cares? Average viewer, average viewer is like still trying to figure out if Jen Erso is Rey's mom,
Yeah, exactly.
or if she's Rey. I mean, for that matter, I don't really concern myself with that too much.
What's actually pretty strange is my family members who watch the Star Wars shows like casually and all the Marvel stuff just very casually, they're actually liking it. That they actually so far are just like, yeah, it's fun, So they don't really see, they're not seeing what we're seeing as either being there or not, and they're just like
your friends. My normal friends have given up. So
yeah,
these are like just average people.
Yeah, I'm talking about family members who just like watch shit that Yeah, they just think it's fine.
About.
Yeah, they just think it's fine.
Quit.
Yeah, well, I get a lot of people that are like, "That's all right, it's okay," but I don't have anybody that's like, oh my god, this is a great show. They're just kind of like, "Meh, I watch it."
Yeah, I don't have anybody saying it's so great or it's so horrible. Yeah. They're just like, oh, that's cool.
Right.
Like, oh, I watch it.
Yeah, I've never said it's a horrible show. I've been very
clear
about that.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking
I don't think
about.
any of us said that. Well, James has, but he hates everything if it isn't a Qui-Gon series, a trilogy set with a $300 million budget, all shot at once by I don't know who fuck. Who would James right now? Who would direct the Qui-Gon trilogy? Just
Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo del Toro,
famous director of Hellboy 1 and 2. Would really knock it out the park. And that wondrous film, Crimson Peak, right? That was amazing. Well,
Pan's Labyrinth is one of my favorite movies of all time. Great movie.
I THX 1138 and American Graffiti were fucking masterpieces, but
Rob, go easy. He just woke up.
I know.
I'm
fucking with you.
Yeah, Hellboy 1 I think was great. I mean, and if I was going to do a High Republic movie, I think Guillermo del Toro would bring good visuals to a new time period.
Do you think if Guillermo del Toro had actually done the Jabba thing, that would have been a good call?
Had done the Jabba thing.
He was supposed to make a Jabba thing. He was developing a Jabba thing for a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, at least
I agree. The palace would not have looked like it did in this show.
No,
that's for certain.
Yeah, it would be visually
just empty.
Yeah,
right. Dust in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
it's googly eyes.
It's so weird. Yeah, I found the BD thing kind of weird because, I wonder if that implies that they're going to kill off the character of what's his name, or does he just because Jedi can't have possessions, he can't have BD anymore, even though Luke keeps R2 like the whole fucking time until he goes on space vacation. I know.
We don't know anything about Luke's Jedi Temple still, so who knows?
No, but
who knows? Maybe he met up with Mace Windu and he's like, throw away the Jedi ways. Could have did that.
You want to Mace debate me right now, bro?
I'd love to Mace debate you, bro. 2 hands, slow jerk.
But no, I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
This is the time that I'm reminded of the time Kurtz kept telling me about the Han job that we had to deal with in Jedi, and I was like, okay, I get it, Kurtz. say Han job one more fucking time.
Kurtz famously, but the thing a lot of people don't know about Kurtz is that he was a tech guy, so it's partly the reason he was always talking about that.
He was a money guy, obviously.
Tech guy.
Yeah, with that pussy eating beard.
You worm that one in like a Sarlacc pit. You know what I'm saying? Put a little worm in there.
Yeah,
tech guy.
No, like I said, I mean the whole thing is sort of like, for what I did know about this episode, just the whole thing is like taking me kind of throwing me through a loop here. Like I feel like we didn't get to watch Book of Boba tonight, and like
So happy.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great respite. It really is.
I want to get through the story. Like I want to get. It's really.
Oh, really?
It's really strange.
Yeah.
What are we gonna go back to next week? It's like back to tank opening shot. Like,
Yeah.
like that's what we have to look forward to. Like they better show up with. They better be Din next episode.
Yeah.
You don't think though? Do you think there'll be a time jump?
Oh my god! But like, what did we just see? Boba. I don't even remember what he was doing at the end of last episode. Does anybody here remember?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Like, what was he doing? So if there's a time jump, you're just like, okay, he's dealing with the water debts again. Like he's the daimyo. We get it. He's paying water debts. Okay, great.
Well,
What happened to the mayor? We don't know.
Who knows?
You know, yeah.
In the
Who
back room?
cares? It is in the past. To quote a famous character in a time-honored tale, it is in the past. Boosh! Don't worry about it. Shut your freaking R2 hole. You know, I'm getting good stuff here. You're gonna ruin it for everybody, Johnny.
I just hope when Boba and Man meet, they do like that Predator handshake.
Oh, we did get Predator in this episode. We did get Predator in this episode. So we actually got a couple things real quick, one after the other. We got Halo, and then we got Predator. We got Halo.
No, Halo stole that from Sid Mead. So
okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
As well as Halo took a lot of its visual cues from Aliens too, and industrial design, the Rob Cobb look, all that. Halo owes a great deal of debt to James Cameron and Sid Mead. So
Sid Mead really created the AT-AT too.
All right. Let the tiger out of the cage. I'll put
really
it
created the AT-AT. They based it off his walking truck design. I believe that's the story.
100%.
Yeah. So
just about any sci-fi has some kind of Sid Mead reference or aesthetic to it somewhere. Yeah, it's very prolific to anything sci-fi.
So let me ask you guys this: when the armorer is going like, don't fight against the Darksaber, you're not stronger than it, stop fighting it, and all that stuff.
There's a kyber crystal in it.
Was she basically telling him to, in a weird way, use the Force?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, is that kind of what they're getting at?
Did you read that link I gave you, Jason?
No, I don't read.
Okay.
Readings for losers.
Yeah. He doesn't read.
He doesn't even read his own articles, as we can tell. Like some of the craziest typos I've ever seen.
Anyways, hold on.
What the fuck did I just eat for lunch, Fisher? What, Jason?
Hold on. No, all the things she was saying to him in the Mandalorian language. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's not some special like incantation. It's just numbers. But it is a fighting style, and I'm guessing that fighting style finds its inception with the original Mandalore, right? The Jedi who forged that saber, and there's a kyber crystal inside of it. That's what it is. So the Force is around.
Give me the Mandalore series where we get to see all this shit unfold.
Yeah, I want it. Yeah,
give me that prequel series.
Yeah, I was surprised they put a timeline on the Darksaber. It said like 1,000 years ago, over 1,000.
Yeah, you know what I like is I really like the vibro blade, that little dagger. And when I was watching that fight, it's almost like both of them really kind of. Even Din wants to use that sword a lot. You can see he kind of goes to it first. He's kind of trying to get used to it and whatnot. But
when he cut that guy in half.
Yeah. At the beginning, I completely forgot about it. But the Vizsla guy,
that's the shit Boba should have been doing left and right.
That's what I wanted to make. Is Boba Fett hasn't done shit, and then you bring Din Djarin and he's cut motherfuckers in half. Are they just trying to make us go Boba Fett sucks? Din's where it's at.
Well, that's why I don't want to hear how like Disney Plus won't show. So Disney won't show them. They'll show anything, man. Like I'm telling, they won't curse. You're not gonna get curse, and sex will be like they kind of go off screen. That classic, pan up to the sky shit. But other than that, man, like they just won't get the blood. Right? There's not gonna be like on those meat hooks. Like you're not gonna get all the blood dripping off the meat and stuff, which would be fucking awesome. Right? Would be awesome. But yeah, man, he nicked himself. We always wonder what would happen if Han Solo really tried to use that saber. Well, he'd probably cut yourself, and he did. He'll slice his whole fucking leg off. Like, jeez.
There is a moment though in the fight between the Vizsla and Din that's kind of analogous to the situation that the Mandalorians find themselves in, where they both really want to use that Darksaber, but it's the weakness for both of them. Like neither of them are good with it. and you can see that the guy that doesn't wield the Darksaber is getting his ass kicked.
Yeah. Well, the problem
they need to give that up if they want to come together. I think it's probably going to get destroyed or something, and they'll all notice that they have to.
Well, the problem with saying that they're trying to tell them to use the Force to use that is that you had a lot of non-Force users. Did I lock up?
No.
Jason locked up. Jason locked up. His camera locked up. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of non-Force users that we've seen use the Darksaber. Pre Vizsla, Sabine Wren. So, and now everybody's dropping off.
No, I just pulled myself out.
But they could be using the Force and not knowing they're using it.
Because
trust your instincts is them using, and it's not recognizing.
But if everybody that picks that thing up prior just happened to know the Force, I mean, come on.
No. The Force is explained now. I'm pretty sure in canon, where like even when people like have great instincts, like Poe Dameron or whatever, they're kind of tapping.
Like when Han flies up.
When Han uses it.
Yeah.
But now like all of Rogue fucking One. Like we saw this already. Like.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, we end up
kind of have the missing Will story that could explain that better. It's kind of missing though.
I had a whole trilogy wrapped around that.
I know. I know, George. I know.
I tried.
This is what we talk about at 5 a.m.
Liger. Call me. Yeah. He gave me the old Cataline. Wouldn't let me do it.
All right. Basically.
Yeah.
Weird episode though. Still weird. It was you
were more excited for episode 3 than you are for this episode.
We all hated that episode.
And JD was like, I'm excited.
It's crazy.
No, I don't hate it, but it was still weird though. It was like it was very strange. I mean, it was an episode where like we get the Forger people out of the way, I guess. But who gives a shit? There's only 2 of them.
You know what it seemed like this episode? They used the better cameras for this one. They're just like, let's not use the rentals. We're going to use the better ones. This is Din. That's kind of what the whole episode looks like compared to all of the Boba. Like, it looks way better. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Yeah, I think because the rest of the show that's so far is relying on how well can the Volume and El Segundo stand in for Tatooine. And
well, they had to learn that Robert Rodriguez couldn't shoot with action figures all the time, so they couldn't. They tried to plan the lighting. It's this whole thing. Yeah.
Really made a good one right there. He's like, I've been using action figures this whole time, and Bryce Dallas Howard came in there and just did like director stuff. Shit.
Yeah.
You know how
rethink it.
You know when COVID got really bad and stuff, they like kind of like canceled the Olympics mostly. For a time anyway, or they're talking about and shit. Yeah. I almost feel like Star Wars Santa's competition that our predictions. I just feel like they're like out the window right now.
Oh yeah.
I think I thought Boba and Fennec would kill somebody. They were even really in it.
Didn't I want to say neither one? I did say neither one would probably. We eventually pick one or the other, but there's a good chance nobody kills anybody.
Maybe next time.
And it was said in jest, not like a legitimate prediction. But with the way this show goes, no one could kill anybody, and that'll be the show. Because you just can't predict the show.
Yeah, you can't.
Lucas could appear as a great giant Tor next episode. Smite them all.
Comic strip.
And I'd be like,
comic strip.
Yeah. Remember Mad Libs? I mean, this is like Mad Libs Star Wars. You just all right, give me a noun, give me a verb. But
to go back to the BD thing, like the BD not being with Cal, that kind of like in a way insinuates things. I mean, they could have just got separated, but I almost feel like, in fact, he's a video game character and you need that droid to actually play the game with him. Mm-hmm. So is
he that BD droid though? Because they didn't say, hey, BD1. I mean, they said BD.
They didn't say BD. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, they could do that if they decide to, but I feel like it was supposed to be him. Because they actually said said BD, which is what you call him.
Yeah.
So, and kind of
it's kind of a weird thing to abbreviate the droids' names like that. Because R2D2, and I'm sure there's an R2D4. So what do they call R2D4? R2? Or do they call it D4?
Yeah, like sometimes some guy names Jason, and then there's another Jason. Yeah, and then sometimes there's like a couple Jasons. Sometimes we have multiple Maxes on the show. We just roll, James. That's called life. I don't know, man. Like you hang out in a lot of like tiki bars and fedora clubs, and I don't know how they do it in your Fedora Lorian world, right? But in the real, here in the really world, we just say, you know, Rob. Hey, Rob. What's up, Rob? You know,
you only got like 9 combinations of R. You got R1, R2, R3. So I mean, you got a 1 in 9 chance of having 2 R2s. I mean, your odds are not very good in this one.
Oh, never tell me the odds, James. Right.
No, I will say though. I mean, like they definitely have the out on that in the end if they want to take it. But when you've only seen that design with one guy named BD, and then you put another guy, the only time we've ever seen him in live action, and then his name is also BD, but it's not the same guy. Well, that's
his
as bad shit as the rest of the show.
No, Jason, his nomenclature is BDSM. And but they didn't want it. I couldn't get it past Disney Plus. So
BD Small. BD Small is what it stands for, right?
Yeah, it's service maintenance. I swear, I kept it real. We got West End Games on there to double check it. It's legit.
You should come out like BD.
I know Buck Rogers. The whole time I'm like, man, Linda Gray, right?
So BD's just living with R5D4. Think about that. When you play it next to me, you play Jedi Fallen Order. The guy ends up just going living with R5D4 someday. That's where he ends up, probably.
Yeah.
But it also, I mean,
that's how I feel every time I see Rebecca Romaine Stamos in an X-Men film. I go, she ends up with the Micah's Secret Identity dude, like, you know, the fat kid from the Stand By Me's.
But what if next episode we do get Luke Skywalker at his academy and Cal's there?
This is kind of I want to talk about this a little more without laughing.
Crazy.
Can we even talk about it without laughing? Like, is that possible?
This is the craziest shit I've ever seen. I'm sitting here watching the impossible happen. Like they're just literally like they. It's almost.
There's only 14
I'm gonna get
days
called
between Luke Skywalker and the last.
Jason, I'm not saying this on behalf of Making Star Wars. I'm not saying this. Okay, so I don't want call me the R word. That's fine, but I'm not saying this. But it's possible. They got into dailies and we're like, man, none of this is working. Just break glass in case of Mando not working, right? And they just pull out all the fucking member berries and just splat it on the wall, like, you know, like we know it's not working. We're gonna so that whole like things kicking high gear and it's gonna change. Yeah, it did, but just not the way you think. To quote another famous Star Wars film, right?
If that's true, Rob, if that's true, like where was Boba gonna end? Where was the series going if they didn't break the glass? You know, like
gonna talk it out.
Like who knows? Like I have no idea.
I want to think it's just gonna actually like skip over that next episode. To be honest with you, and that it's gonna go right back to the plan with Din working for him.
So good.
So what it skips over Din going
I
to
need
see Grogu?
this to happen.
It skips over.
I need
Din
it to
going
happen.
see Grogu.
And then it'll happen in Mando 3. I'm saying,
and then there's a weird time thing there. So Mando 3 starts during episode 6 of Boba, in that time.
I'm just saying. Think of it as a possibility.
So we never see Din again, and that's a crazy.
Well, no. We would see Din. Din comes back to like do the job, but we don't see Din go to Grogu and then come back to do the job.
So that would mean
that episode would be picked up on Mando's as and we would see that actually. Yeah.
But but people also said
but hold on a second.
In the series, and that's where it should show up. I think.
Wait, if we see Din go see Grogu in episode 1 of Mando season 3, then during the timeline of when episode 2 would be, that's when episode 7 or 8 happens for Boba because he has to go back and finish the job.
Yeah.
So how does that timeline work out?
It rhymes. It's a one.
So like in between 3. Episode 1 and 2 of Mando season 3, he's like chilling with Boba during episode 7 and 8. I don't even understand what that is.
Well, look, Fennec Shand showed up in Mando season 1, and then you get in, basically 2 seasons later, you get the explanation as to what happened.
All right.
Completely different show. I mean, so yeah, they're probably gonna, for all I know,
But they didn't even plan on Fennec coming back, though, did they? Did they not? They didn't even plan on that, right? Wasn't that like a random thing?
By the time we ever saw Fennec on screen, they'd already planned for her to come back.
Yeah.
So that's a bit over. That gets a bit exaggerated in the repeat tellings, I think.
Yeah.
Time is a circle.
You said it, Geek Furious. Yeah. No. So Johnny, what I'm saying is that in the next episode, we start with Din returning from Grogu.
Oh, okay.
And then we go on with the adventure.
Immediately.
And then when season 3 of Mando shows up, we see it opens with him presenting the little armor to Grogu.
Yeah. I think that's just testing my patience a little bit.
Yeah.
I really think so.
Well, fair enough.
Or they just stick with Din and we don't get back to Boba till like the last half.
Perfectly
of
happy with
7.
that. Perfectly
last
happy with
5
that.
minutes.
Perfectly happy.
It's so good. I hope they do that. I really do. And I hope it's spectacular. So that way I can show that as a case study anytime I get notes from a writer about something. No, you could totally just ditch the fucking story and go to something way cooler. Don't hold on. No attachments. You got to learn the lesson. There's a moral here. No attachments.
But you said, you even said like just feed that to you, right? At this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I think one of the things that they learned from J.J. Abrams was, if you can't go super deep, then just try and delight. And I think like with Force Awakens, like that was the key word. Yeah, that's what. And basically, I feel like sometimes they know, and like that's what this episode was. Let's just make a delightful episode. And what's funny is that was that. Believe it or not, I still think that was the most fan servicey episode of all time. At the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, I accept it.
The other angle.
You know what? Just to shine a little light on the episode, I did enjoy the going through the pod racer scenery with the Tank Ferric, she's fast. That was funny.
Yeah,
it was nice. I liked it. I did. I liked the sound.
There was an Iron Eagle moment. Did you not get it? Look, I want him. We need a moment when before he goes to Beggar Canyon, when she says go to Beggar Canyons, he needs to put in one vision. One vision. Right? She's like Chappie Sinclair. You need to have an Iron Eagle. You gotta feel it, Doug Masters. Come on, you gotta go in there and take back what they took from you. Like, I fucking love it, right? That's the best part of Cobra Kai, man. When Johnny Lawrence is watching fucking Iron Eagle. Yes! And he's learning the lessons.
I learned my lesson.
James, you had like supportive family and shit, right? You didn't have to learn everything from TV. So, like, I assume you grew up strong. All us other plebes.
I was the youngest child, so by the time I came around, my parents just gave up. They're just like, hey, you're on your own, pal. Figure it out.
That's why you like jazz.
Exactly. That's why I know all the.
Well, that and La La Land. He found himself that night.
Yeah. Well, hey, any movie that references Flock of Seagulls has my heart.
Yeah, they kind of danced around the Obi-Wan and Satine stuff. They just kind of
I thought of that immediately. I thought they would mention it, and maybe they have a little bit of a revenge plot against the Jedi because of that.
But I wonder if in any way it comes up in Kenobi's backstory, as it is the only significant backstory ever added to the character.
Would you rather a scene like that flashback to Clone Wars or a scene with him and Hayden?
I don't know. Why is it a neither or on that one? Though?
Yeah.
You think you could get both?
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying I don't know that they'll give you both.
I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Well. No, I don't.
You think they will?
I doubt it. But
Chat, mark it down. Chat.
Because my working theory has been that's why Hayden is so easily put into to the Ahsoka show, because that's where they get to show the Clone Wars moments. You know what I mean? That's just my guess, though. That doesn't mean anything. But
this series has proven you just can't guess anything now. They're not bound by rules or regulations. They are free dobbies when it comes to writing these shows, man. You know what I mean? They just do whatever the hell they want. Like
Boba Fett, he doesn't. He knows how he got out of the pit, but he forgot, and he goes back in the pit because we do what we
thought
want.
He did it nude. He thought he was like Jack Nicholson in the '60s. I did that in the nude. You know, the only thing protecting me. You don't know that story, but that came out the other day. That Jack Nicholson.
What happened
all the time in the '60s? There was a story that an interview he did with Playboy that was making the rounds a while back. That in the '60s, Jack Nicholson just wanted to be nude all the time, not sexually, just nude. Just just hang. And he said he got real uncomfortable when people would come over. But they said, did anyone actually not have a problem with it? He's like, Harry Dean Stanton loved it. Yeah, Al, right?
All right.
Al just didn't. He loved it.
What drives one to want to just be naked all the time? Do you guys enjoy being naked?
No, I have deep shame, Johnny. I barely like being a Force ghost. Everything's blue, if you know what I'm saying.
Pull and cry. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, like I said, I honestly I hate to say it, but I'm just kind of almost at a loss for words. I'm like, not that it was that amazing. It was good, but it was just I'm just what the fuck?
Can't wait to watch this with my wife. Can't wait. Can't wait, man. I'm counting the minutes.
For me, you can see the cereal box open up, and you're like, there's just Lucky Charms on the top of that shit. Let's just make it.
That's what I've always wanted, just the marshmallows.
That's what I'm talking about. It just reminds me of how close it is till we can get it. Listen, Rob, we're 14 days in between the last episode of seeing Boba and maybe Luke Skywalker and Grogu. That's fucking insane to me. How I can just see it. It opens back up and I'm like, I'm back in, baby, but not really because I can't let it excuse the dog shit that's been the majority of the series. So I'm excited, but can we keep? Look, I mean, the best thing
we're past the dog shit, so I don't have to think about it anymore. You know, that's for you to rewatch and analyze. And
I know.
You'll go through that. We did all this during the prequels. Johnny. You weren't there for that one.
I know.
I don't care. I've learned to just move.
New rage.
It's in the past. I'm telling you. You gotta be very grateful. Okay, that was a misfire. The Dark Knight Rises. I'll just let it go. New Batman coming up. Super excited. You just gotta dodge it. Just gotta work your way around.
I'm just telling you guys, it's gonna go right back to the old show next episode. It's just gonna have a really broken momentum, even more than we didn't have before. That's what's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna go to the Mandalorian episode 2 of the not Mandalorian Boba Fett season. I doubt it. I really do.
I feel like they're making a Hitchhiker series where they might just show up as yarn characters next episode. It's just let's hit the improbability drive and see what happens in episode 6.
So bad.
You might get it.
Character.
Put it on the bingo card.
Do you know when he looked at when she made that little fold and it was the ears? I fucking almost lost my shit. I was like, "This is so good." I'm an arts and crafts guy. You know what I mean? I gotta appreciate that.
Crayons back.
So good. She got the. She's like, she knows those fucking ears are amazing.
So do you guys agree though that this means Boba and Din will be adversaries?
I didn't get that at all.
I did, because it said that it basically the person who's supposed to have that sword and the rising of the mythosaur and all that shit. And then here he is really liking that sword, really not wanting to give it away, and he's not going to. And then so you're gonna Boba, when he hears this prophecy or whatever, does he already know about it?
Why does he care at all? He just even if he just heard of a prophecy, he's like, I'm gonna change everything I've ever thought up until now, and I want the sword. Just what? So he can rule Tatooine? Is that?
Why are they telling me any of this stuff if that's not what it? If that's not.
I think that Boba will just be a secondary or a tertiary character for the Mandalorian Wars, and he'll be Din's buddy. Maybe they have a little bit of a fight, and Din beats him up and is like, "Back the fuck off."
Yeah, because also
it's not going to be the main battle. It's not going to be
it costs money.
It costs money versus Boba,
and then he doesn't take it because they're such good friends. You don't do that unless there's a whole switcheroo. I know a switcheroo when I see one coming, and I see one coming. That's No.
You're completely wrong. Here's my hope. Next episode, he goes meets Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and they go to the mines of Mandaloria, and we just fucking forget about all this shit.
Yeah.
And at the very end of episode 7,
does a bunch of fucking
he goes up.
shit.
He goes up, helps he goes to show up to Boba, and they just go and just kill the Pikes in like one scene, you know, and we walk away. And they do that walk away with the explosion behind him, and we're like, Book of Boba Fett, bitch. And I'm like, that's right. That's how you do it.
Well, no, I have to say at the I mean, he was honest, but at the end of the season 2 of Mandalorian, when he takes the mask off and stuff like that, he's like making like this like really big choice, and then he seems to be going with the Night Owls, and then doesn't. So like in a weird way, it's sort of like the character turned around for like in between seasons. He just went back to bounty hunting, not well. And went right back to the cult. He's been looking for them the whole time. That's what he spent this time doing, is looking for.
How long have you stuck to your diet the first time you stuck to it, Jason? You know what I mean? That lasts about 3 weeks, and you're right back to the old habits, right? And then eventually you learn there's no way to escape diabetes. So like you gotta get back on that diet. Yeah. You know, that's the thing.
When they make it the point of the season, though, you know, and then like he gives over Grogu.
Wait,
Grogu went off his own volition. He didn't give over anything.
Well, he gave him permission. Grogu even asked for it, and he like gives it. It's like a big moment or whatever. But in a weird way, like going right back to it, like I guess people are probably gonna like it, but it just feel a little bit like the undoing as well of the character gains that were made. Were kind of rolled back to the episode before the end of the season in a weird way, in terms of what the characters want and stuff. I don't know if that's bad in the end or whatever, but it is definitely not forward moving with the character. The characters actually just are moving back into their
or he goes to find Grogu, and Grogu says, "Look, man, you know what I mean? I love you, but you know what I mean? Like we gotta stay on our path. You know, go help my friend Boba Fett in his own series because the ratings are low." You know,
subs.
Just says the way.
Trying to fuck me? You're like,
and that chainmail is what protects him when Kylo Ren decides to murder everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm kind of interested to see because how long was Grogu at the Jedi Temple? Do we know how long he was there for? Because he's like 70 years old, right? Something like that.
No, he's 50.
I'm sure there'll be a Marvel comic explaining that shit any day now. Like over 50 issues.
Well, yeah.
Like 37 variant cover edition.
Because we wonder if Luke can even really teach him that much. Or if he's just like his like
Johnny, you know? Johnny, do you really think they're gonna go next episode? Turns out we can't teach Grogu. He has a learning disability. Not gonna do that.
He's got space autism, and Luke is really not sympathetic because he grew up with. He still has Uncle Owens. You know, Uncle Owen was an uncompromising asshole, and really that's who raised Luke. He's still fighting. We're all still fighting our childhoods, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tatooine voted Republican. So
why would any sane adult eat at McDonald's if you weren't fighting childhood habits? It's ridiculous.
Shit. Yeah.
You know what?
Maybe it turns out Luke just gave Grogu to Snoke, and he's like, "Hey, this is just a gift. Maybe you have a flower.
Shut your mouth.
You have a flower starship.
Happened.
Maybe Grogu should
never
stay here with you. It's a flower starship with flowers growing.
It's not Trump Skywalker. Doesn't just fucking hand that shit over. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Trying to appease the dictator.
He's unequipped.
I can't talk about it, but actually something is just kind of clicking in my brain right now. And let's just look at what Star Wars Fitz says. Mando will probably go to the mines of Mandalore in Mando season 3.
Mm-hmm.
And
on that, I can't wait.
There's
that's where they find Mace Windu, and Mace Windu is actually, he's not a Jedi anymore. He has one of those cloner outfits on that scientist had on, and he fits into the Snoke thing that way. That's how it happens.
If he gets the 70 shades,
I'm totally kidding. Do not say yes to that.
If he gets the 70 shades, I want to see Mace Windu with them shades.
He's got the big blowout fro. He goes out. Yeah, there you go.
Fuck yes. Yes.
From glass.
Star Wars needs some soul, man.
Just Star Wars glass.
Yeah, back from the dead, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That would be great. That would be down.
He's like, you know what you need to use this Darksaber? Anger and hate. That'll fuel you, right? Yeah. Use the anger and the hate there, buddy.
I'm pretty sure in the last episode when they put Rick James in the episode, I think they said Star Wars needs more soul, and that's when they put Rick James in. So I think that those words have been said before.
Yeah.
Every time you say Rick James, I just remember when Charlie Murphy got kicked into a fucking, or he kicked Rick James into the glass. It's the funniest story ever told. It's so good. Needs no budget. They just did it all between in front of a black curtain. It's so fucking good. Like, God bless Charlie Murphy. I wish he was still around, man.
That's funny, Geek. That's funny.
Geek says at the end of Book of Boba, we'll get a setup for the Journal of Grogu, which will then set up the pamphlet of the Knights of Ren, which will then set up the Diary of
It's
Ben
the
Solo.
Trapper Keeper of Grogu, dude. Get it straight. It's the Trapper Keeper.
My Grogu's keeper.
Grogu, a coloring book.
Yes.
Running with Grogu's.
Yeah.
He just goes, I'm coloring.
Grogu's new surrogate family. It's called Grogu Pains.
Yeah.
We've done that. We get DMCA when we go that path.
Yeah, right? The little book of Grogu.
Yeah.
Grogu, the peachy folder. Can't wait.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think's going to happen next week?
James will hate it. James will hate it. That's I can guarantee you.
That's a bingo card. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
there you go. It's okay.
No, you can't dig this out at this point. I don't think.
Well, we didn't of like Boba and Fennec going around picking up warriors or anything like that.
Nope.
And they just got Slave One back, so I still think that's going to happen. Some form of it. I don't know how it'll happen, but I think some form of that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so I think that must be like next episode, and then we get to the last episode, and they go fight the bikes.
Yeah. So the next episode is going to be pretty boring then, because you're just episode 6. Assemble the crew.
What if he brings Luke with him to Tatooine, and he's like, "I'm going to Tatooine" after he sees Grogu, and Luke's like, "Yeah, what's going on there? What's going on Tatooine?" And he's like, "The fucking Pikes," and he's like, "I used to live there. Let's go check it out." And maybe they're sitting doing a slow jerk in Peru's room, the Pikes. And Luke doesn't like that.
And Johnny's trying to Star Wars trigger me here. It's not working. I'm having a great time. Sorry you guys can't feel the love tonight, but it's fucking amazing.
Hey, I liked it. It was good. It's good.
Yeah, it was okay.
It just solidified Din as a character and made me,
I gotta tell my wife I'm out $350 a year from now, though. That's for certain. I gotta break that one to her. Well, where are you gonna put it? I don't know, man. Of course, every time she says that, I say up here and around the corner. I get in trouble.
It's different than the original one. This one's silver. I swear it's different.
Yeah, it's got the it's got a fucking engine hanging out the front. It's got the dual cannons. It's ribbed for Rob's pleasure. You know what I'm saying? It's got a lot of texture. I told you it'd be all chrome, though, right, Jason? Right? Well, it's going to be all chrome. He wears all chrome.
Yeah, I'm still kind of in a weird way thinking it may get the paint. Or make it paint, but I don't know.
I hope not. Like Boba Fett I really don't like that he cleaned his armor up.
No, that armor looks weird. It's like this weird powder coat, right?
Yeah,
Boba's armor?
Like it. Yeah, Boba's armor.
It was pretty striking how much better Din's armor is to me.
Yeah.
After just seeing him.
Din has a glow up. Boba looks like shit compared to him. Everybody looks like shit on screen compared to Din. Din is the man right now.
Yeah.
As far as Star Wars goes, Din's better than every character in the sequel trilogy. Straight up.
Well, you could believe that if you want to.
Yeah.
He's trying to Star Wars trigger you, Jason. Don't fall for it. It's a Canadian ruse. I know this game.
Yeah.
I've seen enough SCTV to know.
He's the best character in Star Wars in the past probably 15 years.
Next thing you know, he's going to start crushing our heads, right? And then we're going to have to deal with that again,
Geek, I'm banning you.
Okay, let's just pretend like maybe maybe none of the rumors have been true. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not, but let's just pretend that they aren't. Based off of what we just had tonight, do you guys think they might hire Ahsoka? Do you think Ahsoka may come into this hiring thing for Boba, because she is just out there running around and Din knows her, and if you kind of know, if you're looking to really go up against a big army, might you hire the Jedi lady who has the Force, but we'll probably do it for.
She's the one that teaches them to use the Darksaber.
I mean,
interesting.
Ahsoka's already got ties with the Pikes, so I could see it where she just randomly shows up, nothing to do with Boba. Not, hey, I'm here to help you out, but these Pikes are assholes, and I'm here to take them down. And all of a sudden, she just randomly shows up, and Boba's like, "Oh, what do I do? There's a Jedi fighting here. She's kicking the Pikes' ass, so I'm cool with it, Because as soon as if he teams up with the Jedi, you can't just gloss it over. I mean, his dad was killed by a Jedi. Dude was a Jedi. The reason why he's in the Sarlacc pit. You gotta explain some of that shit.
He did save a Jedi baby, and one of the weird things though is that they like set up the on screen the idea that there was a Jedi Mandalorian. They like did that, and then we have little Grogu.
I want that movie. Why are they making Rogue Squadron? Why are they making Make that movie?
Hell yeah!
Give me 3 of those.
Rogue Squadron did with the Starfighter coming in,
dude.
All right.
Okay, well now you sold me on that. Damn it, Mando can save Rogue Squadron. You're right.
100%.
Is it gonna be the coolest thing ever if Grogu becomes Mandalore?
No. I don't like. I don't know.
He's the little Darksaber.
How does that work? No, how does that work visually?
And he lifts it up.
How does that work?
I have the power. If he says I have the power, I can't fucking wait.
he just got his
battle chat.
Yes.
His dad.
I'll be the only one watching it happily, peacefully.
Does
Grogu doing anything but kind of using the Force work visually at all?
Yes.
Does it? Fighting?
Yeah, he ate cookies in class. It was fucking wonderful.
Okay, yeah.
He stole eggs. It was beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah. He did
we have yet to watch him play video game. I want to watch him play that Pong game over at Fixer's joint. Kick everyone. And he puts his initial ASS, and Mando has to reprimand him over it.
Yeah.
So can we safely say now that Kira's not showing up?
Yeah, Kira's not showing up. No offense.
I told everyone there's not going to be any Kira.
Unless they go fight the Pikes next episode and win, and then the last episode, that's where we learn that there's more at play, and it's much more fucked up than it.
Boba gets a message. She gets a message, and then a red hologram appears, and it's Kira, and she's got Maul's lightsaber, and she's like, "I'm a Jedi now."
Well, I just want you to know, await the dawn. You're like, oh,
look
God.
To the east at dawn.
Are you serious right now?
So Star Wars triggered now. You're doing good. You're doing good, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, episode was pretty long tonight, though, and so
I didn't want it to end. I was like, just keep going.
Yeah, but if it gives us,
Hey, Cobb Vanth not being in this is kind of a missed opportunity. TK, I like Cobb Vanth. I think he's a cool guy. He's cool.
Maybe he'll show up at the end for the end fight. If
Timothy's got good screen presence. Good job, Timothy.
TK was saying it's possible that we don't even get Bosk or Dengar. To be honest, it seems like Cobb Vanth is going to be part of the team. But I mean, it would make Cobb Vanth showing up doesn't even need that much explanation. I mean, he lives down the street. He's basically a neighbor, so they could make that work out pretty easily, I think, if they want to. But
you could just have him walk in, and Boba's like, "Didn't think you were going to show up."
Yeah, I mean, I almost feel like if this is going down to where we have the warriors assembled and then they fight. If that is like literally all that there is here, I feel like the staging of that fight, I hope it's creative. I hope it's not just like they just show up at like. I hope there's something to it that gives it some kind of sense of urgency. We need to do it now. They're having the wedding, whatever, something weird.
I would like to do like Gangs of New York style to finish it off. That would be a nice.
Oh take. Shit, the rabbits.
Yeah,
like Liam. You just like Liam Neeson. You just trying to say Liam Neeson's going to come out and shank everybody. I agree. I support it.
Grogu, no.
Liam Neeson is playing Jackson in the next episode. I think that's his prediction.
Cameron Diaz comes out with that same accent. Can't wait. you guys know how bad that accent is, right? I like the movie, but you know what I mean? It's pretty bad. I stopped making fun of Far and Away after that accent.
At this point right now, when we look at the majority of those spoilers that were going to run about the show, if they're true, we got to get Bosk and Dengar and Luke and Han and Grogu
and Maz's castle.
And what if they do it? But what if they actually do all of that? And you're like, what? Because
they're all
saw
at
what was happening.
Castle. Every single one of them.
They saw where the show was going, and they decided to write everything in to save it. Like I know he gets that's a crazy theory, Rob. I'm like, hey man, I'm not the only one who's gonna think that. You can't go and say Rob invented that thing. If that's what happens, I wouldn't put it past him at this point to do that. Like honestly.
They're gonna go like Dune and then end with like a Michael Bay movie. I mean, is that how the show's going? It's like they're gonna like slow burn and then just fucking throw a million things at the wall at once. I guess they could do it. Yeah, why not? Sure.
How is Mando gonna live in that ship? I don't know. He slept in a helmet for like 25 years. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Mando Lar and Mando Larian, right? Yeah, see, I can see it, right? that's I really need Martin Lawrence to come out and yell Mando Larian, right? And then we can fully Michael Bay this. Can't wait.
Luke and Grogu live at either the Lars farm or Obi-Wan's house.
Sure.
Oh, like Anne Frank or Harry Potter. Okay.
Anne Frank.
Are you gonna get in trouble?
Why would he hide? Why would he hide under the house? That's what I'm saying. Like,
I really don't care. But it was ultra convenient that those two X-wing pilots just happened to be at Tatooine.
I know.
A lot of conveniences here.
Yeah, I was fine with it though.
Whatever.
God, I honestly, it's a good question.
It wasn't Filoni. I mean, I like Filoni, but you know what I mean? Like, it would have just been, he just worked himself into another episode. I wish I could do that.
Well, Filoni's directing the next episode.
Then he did work himself into another episode.
Yeah, and that's the one where we think Cad Bane will likely come in. I mean, that's a really good guess. Because, if there's any truth to the rumor, or any accuracy to the rumor, I should say, then it ends up being next episode would be Cad Bane. And so if there is anything, if the spoilers have been true and are accurate, and if we use that logic, that would kind of point towards that kind of episode next time. So but I really, at this point, don't necessarily know what to expect. I'm not sure what to think about anything. It's very, very strange.
Yeah. I throw darts at a dartboard at this point. That'd probably be more accurate. So,
one could say this episode was Strangers with Candy. One could say that.
Or strange magic. Thanura asks or says, I guess that leak with Captain Rex and Echo showing up was fake. And so far, it does seem like everything from that leak was just built upon other things that had been out. And so the way that it phrased things, even if they were right, they clearly were connecting a lot of dots that they didn't know how the dots connected, because like the way that like Din it was portrayed wasn't necessarily like this. So my take is most likely that the 4chan leak is just completely made up stuff.
Yep.
That used real stuff, so it seemed very legit, or like it had potential to be legit. So, yes, does it even matter to give Grogu the chain anymore? They got kicked out of the cult club.
Yeah,
I think it does. I think to a Din, it still matters. And like I said, that cult right now just isn't making any sense. It's really
there's
not.
2 of them just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's like that's not a cult. You're just married.
That's a menage.
They're literally the alt-right grifters of
Keep the
Mandalore.
helmets on.
That's what they
It's
are.
better that way.
The grifters.
I was also like during the episode, like when as I've been watching it, why doesn't the armorer just fucking be the Mandalore? I mean, she seems like she could kick his ass. Like she knows he's a sword, all that kind of shit.
She's in Din's head. She's not real.
What?
The whole Fight Club thing. Yeah.
Oh, dude, you just Star Wars triggered me into a real fucking guess. David Lynch this shit, my friend.
There you go.
Yes. Yes, the whole time. None of those guys are real. They're just the echoes of his past. Right?
Yeah, it's his parents, actually.
It's not that way. She just doesn't care because she's got a force. She got a dude does whatever she says. They'll eventually convert some other yahoos into believing their shit. They're just, they'll work it out.
Yeah.
One thing I've learned in this world is always room for more cultish behavior. Apparently, like, don't think Star Wars is immune to that. Want to hang out in secret spots and wear cool armor and yeah. Okay, all right. All you gotta do is not take this helmet off. Okay,
That sounds good.
I mean, 50% of the country might not do it, but
that thing's got to
Too
smell
much. I
bad.
got too far.
That helmet. If you can't take it off, just the bacteria alone.
I was
what
just
smells
thinking,
bad is a bunch of Baratas
Behind the
hawking
ears.
up meat, dude.
TK
I love
say-
that makeup work on the Baratas too. They all look Dick Tracy-ish and shit. Like they really look like cool Dick Tracy villains. Yeah.
Din's been a lizard the whole time.
Oh, he's been a lizard. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, thought he was
like
Boba
that.
Fett. That's how fucked up he was. He thought he was Boba Fett.
Yeah.
He wasn't. Turns out. And we're just gonna go back to the other show now. It was just all a big acid trip.
Dang, I'm so
I
proud
don't
of
even
this
know how you
decision.
go back to just Boba. They just show up and he's like back to tank, opens it like it's gonna be funny if that's what it is.
He looks like a little bitch compared to Mando now.
Yeah.
It's like
That was
Very
weird.
He's still regaining his strength, okay?
God, can you guys just let Boba Fett heal up? Fuck.
well, he was fully healed in the Mando episode where he whooped ass. I mean,
He
what
ate
happened?
4 apples.
Yeah.
He needs 2 more. He'll be fully charged after that. Then he can shoot people properly.
Green Archer needs food.
He has to save up enough money to use his jetpack rocket. He doesn't have enough money yet.
Yeah.
I'm sending an invite over to our friend Chris.
Yeah.
Chris,
Oh,
you
yeah.
just
See if
have
he's,
to remind me before the show.
Tennis pro, Chris.
Tennis pro.
Hopefully this will make Chris happy. He was like the most depressed about this show of anybody.
Yeah.
That's the worst. He was like all pumped about this.
I
and
predict Chris will disagree with everything I just said. You know what I mean? And he'll make me feel stupid for even because he has that cool accent. I can't. I just sound dumb when I talk.
that. You can't argue.
Sound like I'm
That
from
guy.
Southern California, and that never plays for intelligent. You know?
He says
Like,
he'll
it
be on
doesn't.
tomorrow's show because he's about to watch
Okay.
it now. So he didn't even
Oh.
watch it. He
Oh,
was
well,
playing
then,
the game. Yeah.
Canadian heckling. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Tomorrow morning when I get up, I'm gonna watch it again and screenshot it, and we'll do a dissection of all of the stuff that was there, and see
Dun, 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 dun,
see
dun.
what more
Can't wait
there
for
is
that
to like.
shot. Dun, dun,
Yeah, the shot's pretty badass. I definitely
Fucking amazing. It might be my favorite shot in Star Wars of almost all time. Like it's up there. Like I just can't believe they fucking did it.
Looks so good. Looks so good. Just all like again.
You gotta understand how much. Like everyone says, "Oh, Mad Max is my way." Man, that hellish future, the Terminator future is the one hellhole I'm willing to go in and fight and die for. Like I don't know what it is. Like,
I knew, Rob. You just want Red Dawn. You're waiting. You've been practicing.
No, I don't. Fuck that movie. It's stupid. I like No. I want to fight the fucking machines, man. You know?
I don't know. Being in a trench with Leah Thompson.
Yeah, I can do.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, but you know, fucking Charlie Sheen will try to molest me. I know how that goes. You know, like,
Tiger Blood, though.
Huh? No. I need the cool music. I need those lasers that make that cool sound that don't sound like any other lasers ever made. Yeah.
By the way, did you guys notice that last week when we see the Slave One, it's making like Star Trek sounds? It makes like some of the sound effects from the Enterprise. And yeah, I heard it last week. And I was actually like wondering if maybe I'm just wrong about it, but I was wondering if anybody started complaining about that yet. Like, this is Star Trek. But it's like literally there's this sound that you hear on the bridge of the Enterprise. I feel like I heard it last week's episode. What I'm trying to say is I think the Star Trek is trying to sneak in with their Star Wars and fuck shit up.
It's the SJW Star Trek agenda. Oh my God.
What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it?
I think Disney just acquired Paramount. I think that's what that means.
Right.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
No, God knows.
Yeah, we need more corporate mergers. Yeah.
Hey, Rob, Activision Blizzard.
Yeah. What about it?
Activision Blizzard.
Just trying to trigger you. Yeah.
Microsoft.
Well, you always got more money to buy other companies. You know, that's the one thing I've learned. No matter how bad the economy is, no matter how low stock they are on Senka and Crunch and Munches and Fig Newtons in the employee lounge, there's always room to buy another company. You know, that's what's amazing about America. It's impressive.
There's no money.
Look, if these companies could fight one another, they'd be spending all their money on corporate missiles. You know, like just give it time. Eventually, they'll duke it out somewhere. You know.
Shit.
The K2SOs that blew up my family. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
That Terminator moment. That's got to be in. That's got to be all in Rogue One. I've convinced myself that's all not Rogue One, but
Andor.
The Andor series, yeah.
Andor series, yeah. Oh man, if that's what we have to look forward to, can't fucking wait. Like, oh my goodness, I'm antsy. You know, like when a dog's really gotta go potty, and they're like, oh, they're doing the hop, top. That's how I am.
Yeah, they get a boner and sit at the door.
Anyway,
they get a big star boner. You know what I'm saying?
A Chewbacca, black chrysanthemum dog dick, red dog dick.
Oh, yeah. Go.
That Wookiee cock.
Big throbby pink thing.
That's the name of my punk band. Wookiee cock.
The Vespas are like, hey, we could cyber that up for you. You know?
It's a Dawkins supergroup.
Okay.
Yeah. James is like, what did I stay up late for?
I mean, Jerry from what do you call it? Stretches with Candy. Bucks Jawas. I can't get that out of my brain.
She's a tech girl.
Her Jawa accent.
I believe that. That I believe she would do that.
Yeah, she grew up.
My mom would have. I'm telling you.
Do you think it was like the holiday special? You know, like when they're in the bar and like that. You think it was like that kind of like? You think he came in like really just kind of like did his Jawa moves on her, like you know, won her over in the bar, and then because that was just.
I have an alternate take.
I like
she actually doesn't know how to speak Jawa. They just act like she knows, and she's actually just saying gibberish.
Yeah,
and they just want to get laid.
Look, when I was a kid, I got left in Mexico for weeks at a time. My mom would take off with her Hispanic boyfriend, and I stuck with his family who all spoke Spanish, and I didn't. And I thought maybe Spanish was English backwards, so I would just try and say English, you know, backwards to speak. I don't fucking know. No one explained to me that there's other languages.
Why you don't like?
No one explained to me.
You guys have any clem for the cereal? Any clem?
Are you sure it wasn't Twin Peaks? Were you living in Twin Peaks?
I do love a damn good cup of coffee. Hold on, I gotta pour some. I got some right here. Here we go. Oh, there we go.
ASMR, Rob.
I think he's just peeing in a cup.
Yeah, that sounded very different on this end here.
Either way, folks, it's delicious. Just enjoy it. Enjoy
Rob didn't get the vaccine. He drinks his tea.
As I say, at least he doesn't get COVID now.
The chef's specials, Dice Browlis Howard, just hooking us all up with. I went from she's my least favorite Star Wars director to now she might be in my top 3. Like that, and that is a legitimate compliment. I'm not talking shit. She gets the character shit. She gets it. When they're fighting, it's clear. She got choreography.
She missed out on the conductor droid. So
yeah. Do you think that she would have done a better episode 3 though, with the scooter gang and all that? I mean, she had a lot.
No, I think she would have made a better Rise of Skywalker at this point.
Like, I mean, seriously. she had a layup on this episode compared to the other episodes. I mean,
no, they couldn't. No, I know someone who could have fucked this up, but I'm not going to say it because we'll get in trouble. Like, I'll get called words. But I know someone who could have.
Robert Rodriguez.
I'm not saying it, man. I'm not saying it. I'm in too good a mood. Wait, give me next week if they fudge this all up. I'll spill all the beans.
Good job. We call her BDH now. That's what they call her. I don't think anybody calls her that. But I bet you somebody does, and they're probably hilarious. But
if they do bring back Kira, then I want Bryce Dallas Howard to give us the Crimson Dawn show or something. Let her show run the second season of Boba Fett or whatever she's gonna. You know what I mean? Like that way, at least she'd be carrying the solo torch from her dad. You know what I mean? Like just handing it off, and that would be interesting. I mean, I'm not all for nepotism, but every now and then,
Patty Jenkins should handle Boba season 2.
Look, shut your mouth. Like she needs to atone for Wonder Woman 84. All right, like
with Star Wars, that's the perfect place.
It was my least favorite film of the year until Matrix Resurrection came over. Like Jack Nicholson when he's a Joker and he just keeps shoving everyone off the TV camera. That's what Matrix Resurrection did. Just shoved everyone out of the fucking Razzie contender. Went, hey, I'm here. Deal with it. All right.
Yeah. Well, anybody else have any more thoughts before we call it a night?
No, not much to say with this episode, unfortunately. I mean, good episode, bad Book of Boba episode.
Shiny starfighter, but it's not about starships.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 100% about starships. I've said that with that volume, you better make it all about starships because it's the one fucking thing they can do 1,000% right. Pod racing works with the volume. Starships work with the volume. You know what don't work with the volume? Running down the street chasing a fucking car. That
George
don't work
Lucas
with the
was
volume.
Right. All that works is CGI now. That's it.
Well, yeah, huh? Yeah, you got me, Johnny. You got me.
Yeah, they it's definitely feeling like this show thinks it's going to get 4 seasons to do whatever it wants to do.
4 seasons of this.
Yeah, and I don't think it is. I don't think
4 seasons in a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean I
was picturing Boba Fett walking over like spice junkies in a hallway when I was thinking of the show, not like I'm the daimyo of whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier, RF, and I think it has to be personally, but they obviously have an easy out because they don't say 1, they just say BD. So I think they have a stupid out if they need it, but I think it's supposed to be the droid.
Call him BD Fun. He's a fun size droid. He's like the kind you get for Halloween. And you're like, that's a fun size Butterfinger. If I ate any more of that Butterfinger,
it's Wan.
Vomit. But it's
BD Wan. It's Obi-Wan's droid. You just didn't know the whole time.
BD's Jawa for asshole.
BD.
Holy shit! It is Jawa for asshole.
Well,
man! Also just prove we really need Otis Frampton to draw the Jawa adventures, and it's just like every other issue of that comic would be Amy, what's her face, my mom, telling the droids to go, the Jawas to steal shit, and we just follow them stealing shit, like lifting pike parts and fucking lifting shit. I just want, it's a heist show with or comic with Jawas. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, I do have to say. I mean, oh man. Oh well. Anyways, we'll talk about it in the morning, and we'll have screenshots, and we'll be able to watch it again and gather my thoughts a little bit more. And Max might be with us tomorrow. I'm not sure. She was. Yeah, and then if anybody wants to, Rob, I'll see you in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be as enthusiastic about this episode tomorrow as I am now, maybe more so.
And if I think Chris is going to be with us tomorrow, and James and Johnny, if you guys feel like coming back, you're always welcome. Just let me know, and I'll send you guys the link, and we'll continue the discussion. But if you feel like you said it all, I completely understand. That would be normal. that would be normal. Anyways, thanks to everyone thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys, and thanks to everyone in the chat for hanging out. And we'll see everyone in the morning. We'll have another another take on it after letting it process a little bit, and then we'll I guess probably give more of our final verdicts, even though I don't think they're going to change really very much, but there's still a lot of shit to get into, so we'll get into it. But I'll see you guys tomorrow.
It's not about spaceships. It's not about spaceships.
We did it.
Yay. Yeah.